War Overview, February 26 to 27, 2026. While the world is stunned by news from the Middle East following U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran and the assassination of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, an Eastern dictator and criminal, Russia's war against Ukraine has not been put on pause. As one authoritarian regime crumbles under the blows of war, its ally, Putin, continues his killings in Ukraine. In this briefing, we examine what is actually happening in the Russian-Ukrainian war. Ukraine and its people continue to resist the serial killer dictator and his army of savages every day, holding back this onslaught to prevent it from advancing further into the West. This edition provides an overview of events from February 27 to 28, 2026, days 1465 to 1466 of the full-scale Russian aggression. February 27, 2026, day 1465. Pressure along two hot arcs, Pokrovsk and Huliaypole. As of 10 p.m. on February 27th, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported 120 combat engagements over the course of the day. The Russian Federation launched 57 airstrikes, dropped 173 guided aerial bombs, KABs, deployed 5,324 kamikaze drones, and carried out 2,521 shellings of positions and settlements. Key sectors, per the same report: North Slobozhansky and Kursk, 112 shellings, 13 from MLRS, 2 airstrikes, 6 KABs. Kostiantynivka, 13 assaults near Kostiantynivka, Ivanopilya, Rusin Yar, Pleshivka, Popovyar, and Sofiivka. Pilots of the RV Unit, the 3rd Mechanized Battalion, 28th Separate Mechanized Brigade, recorded Russian phosphorus strikes on a residential area, further evidence of Russia's crimes. Pokrovsk, 23 attacks. The report also detailed estimated enemy losses and equipment damage, including the destruction or suppression of various UAV types. Huliaypole, 33 attacks. Some engagements were ongoing at the time of the report. Parallel to the meat grinder on the front lines, the technological war continued. Ukraine is exploring joint projects with allies to create air and missile defense systems capable of intercepting ballistics amid critically low stocks of PAC-3 missiles for the Patriot system. Additionally, following the shutdown of gray Starlink terminals, the Ukrainian defense minister noted that Russian stream activity on the battlefield has significantly decreased. February 28, 2026, day 1466. Increased engagements and heavier aviation. As of 10 p.m. on February 28, the General Staff recorded 132 combat engagements. The enemy launched 2 missile strikes, 2 missiles, 55 airstrikes, 148 KABs, 4,126 kamikaze drones, and 2,521 shellings. Key sectors, per operational information: North Slobozhansky and Kursk, 112 shellings, 1 from MLRS. South Slobozhansky, 6 assaults, 1 engagement was ongoing. Pokrovsk, 23 attacks. Estimated enemy personnel and equipment losses were reported. Huliaypole, 37 attacks, including airstrikes on several settlements, with 4 engagements ongoing at the time of the summary. The full picture. The morning summary, as of 8 a.m. on March 1st, provided the final total for February 28th, 158 combat engagements, meaning fighting intensified significantly after 10 p.m. According to updated data, 2 missile strikes, 80 airstrikes, 241 KABs, 8,613 kamikaze drones, and 3,604 shellings, 63 from MLRS. On the week of the 4th anniversary of the full-scale invasion, Ukraine's partners announced new support packages and sanctions against the RF. This included the European Commission's Repair, Rebuild, Restart energy package worth €920 million, alongside financial and military aid from various nations. Ukraine was also supported by a UN General Assembly resolution, 107 votes in favor. The financial cushion was also bolstered. The Guardian, citing the IMF, reported the approval of an $8.1 billion four-year program for Ukraine, with an immediate $1.5 billion tranche. The diplomatic track remained complex. Reuters quoted the head of the presidential office, assistant to the president, stating that Russia reportedly expressed readiness at the Geneva talks to accept a U.S. proposal regarding post-war security guarantees. However, the talks yielded no breakthrough, and no agreement was reached regarding a meeting between leaders. Events on the front demonstrate once again that Russia does not want peace. It uses negotiations to stall for time while waiting for a better window of opportunity. Events in Iran served as a very unpleasant signal for the Kremlin. Another of Moscow's key regional partners came under direct fire from the U.S. and Israel. Russian elites saw that an alliance umbrella does not guarantee regime security. Putin publicly condemned the death of Ayatollah Khamenei, calling it a cynical assassination and expressing condolences. But on a practical level, Moscow limited itself to diplomatic statements, once again demonstrating its impotence. Ukraine has been destroying Russia's military potential for 12 years and on an industrial scale for the last 4. Simultaneously, Peskov reported a closed-door discussion within the Russian Security Council, while Lavrov, in a conversation with the Iranian minister, called the strikes an unprovoked armed attack and spoke of peaceful solutions. In domestic propaganda, radical figures like Medvedev attacked the U.S. and President Trump personally, claiming negotiations were a cover and that the war is proof of U.S. hypocrisy. At the UN Security Council emergency meeting, Russia, among others, advocated for de-escalation and a return to diplomacy. It should be understood that a cynical bonus for part of the Russian leadership could be a prolonged escalation in the Persian Gulf, which would drive up oil prices, directly fueling Russia's war budget.
Despite this, Ukraine continues its just struggle. Stay on the side of light. See you soon.